All right, we're live. Dale, did you make that shot?
I didn't.
You didn't.
I had 2 last week.
You hit 2?
I did.
Oh, and I wasn't there to see it. I wasn't there to see it.
No.
We're live here on Ask Junior, presented by Xfinity 10G. They're at 10 Gs. It's pretty impressive. Let's see.
Nope.
Oh,
I tried to bank.
Sounded
The
like
bank
it
ain't
hit the
open.
backboard there.
Sounded like
Yeah,
a
I'm trying to-
brick.
I
is
tried
what
to
that
back-
sounded like.
Try to bank it in there. It's not open today.
Yeah. Well, we've got some good questions sent in from the fans, and we'll get right to it. This first question is from Harold. Newgarden, Blaney, Allgaier all celebrated in the stands after winning this weekend. First, what did you think of that? And then do you just have a favorite victory celebration that you've seen?
Yeah, I thought it was good. Newgarden had, it's just to be able to see genuine emotion. And when somebody wins a race, we talked about this earlier in the show, but when somebody wins a race, you want them to be happy. You want them to show that. You don't want them to suppress it, because their joy, their emotion about that win, is a signifier and confirms the importance of the race, right? The reason you bought the ticket to come. And so when you see somebody jump out and get so excited about and happy about something, the guys that won the Kentucky Derby, their reaction to winning that race shows you why that race is so important, right? And so, that's all you want to see after somebody wins. So it was great to see everybody's reaction throughout the weekend. I know that the race was, the Cup race was rain delayed, so that kind of mutes it a little bit. But they were still the World 600 is a long one. It's tough. It's one of a kind. It was exciting. It was entertaining, and Blaney deserved it. I mean, he was strong all night, and lost some track position there late, and got some restarts and things went his way, and he worked hard to get that track position back.
I'll say Newgarden. I don't know if I would have done what he did. Like I feel like that takes some guts to go into the stands. Is that something you would have done?
Yeah, I mean, it's not that.
It just seems like overwhelming.
It's not dangerous. No, I mean, so the reason why you stop on the front straightaway and get out is because you want to feel that energy coming from the stands.
Yeah.
How can you feel that energy even better, right? Is to go right in there.
That's
It's
true.
like jumping in the mosh pit. You jump in there because it's where you want to be. You jump in there because that's where all the energy's at. And he will. He's winning his first Indy 500, and he wanted to drink from a fire hose in terms of soaking it all up, taking it all in. He wanted to experience the extreme, of energy and emotion. I mean, let's dive right into the crowd.
Yeah.
Go right where they are, right? Celebrate with them. That was really cool and great moment in motorsports.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that was well said. This next question coming from Kenny. If you could sit down and watch any past race with anybody, who would you want to watch it with, and where would you want to watch it from?
Past race with anybody. I don't know if this answers that question, but I've been thinking about that. So, they got the Manning cast.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right. And so I know that, there's people that prefer to watch the actual broadcast of the game, but some people do enjoy the Manning cast where Peyton and Eli are talking about the game, and they're joking and giving each other a hard time. They interview a guest on there as well. But I think doing something like that for NASCAR would be fun. We don't work all year long. I don't work all year long, but I have me and Jeff Burton have done some done some rain delay feel where they show, like, for example, the 2001 Daytona July race, and me and Burton kind of narrate over the top of it. And we've done a couple races like that, and it got really well received. I would love to do that. Sit down with Burton or Letarte, going over some races that we won together, or races that another driver won. Sit down and watch a race that I was in, but maybe even another driver won it, right? And we're sitting there together. That's fun for me to do. If it's fun for people to watch, that even better. But I wonder how long till there is a Manning cast NASCAR style They've done it before with where we were sitting in a trailer watching the Xfinity race, and you watched us watch the Xfinity race on a TV. That's not what I'm talking about. Not that. Basically, have you ever seen Mystery Science Theater where they're in they're in a theater, and the host and the cast of the show are kind of down at this bottom corner of your screen, and it's just their silhouettes. You're like sitting in behind them watching the show on your screen as if you're in the theater with them. That's kind of an idea that I've always had in my head, is like a Mystery Science Theater where we're either watching the current live race on TV or an older race, and it's like a 30-hour-long show. But I'd love to do like the Daytona 500. I would love to do like a Manning cast with the Daytona 500.
Oh, yeah.
Right? I think that would be fun. Just to sit at home and just be like, here's what I'm seeing. What are you seeing? Well, that's crazy. You believe he did that? You believe? Oh, I don't know about that move. Oh, I was wrong. That was a good move. Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like more of a casual approach to watching a race.
People say that, when we first started doing the NBC booth, the comments that I would see back in 2018, 19 was that me, Steve, Jeff, and Rick, it's kind of like buddies at a bar, right? Drinking beer, watching a race. And I mean, that's as fun as it gets when it feels that way and comes across that way. And I think that would even lean more into that. You sit me down with a case of beer and somebody else and watch, we watch the race together with you. The race is on your screen, but you hear us, right?
Yeah.
That would be fun.
I think so. Well, maybe the wheels get turning on this.
I'm putting it into the universe. That's what we're doing right here.
That's it. That's what this whole show's about.
Law of attraction. And we're going to attract that into our lives.
I like it. This next question coming from Kevin, and you kind of mentioned it right at the end of the Dirty Air segment. June 25th, NBC is coming back. What are you doing this month to kind of prepare for the return of your side of broadcasting in NASCAR?
I mean, I'm watching every single lap and trying to stay on top of the storylines as far as who's mad at who and what each driver has went through. I've got in my notes just sitting right next to me here, everything that every driver, every team went through in the off season, switches, changes, choice, new crew chief, whatever. And then you kind of keep a long documentation of, controversies, penalties, contact, frustrations. Obviously, the stats and success are easy to find, but literally just sitting at home and watching the races as a fan helps a ton. Just trying to sit there. Amy gives me that freedom to be able to. I tell her, I'm like, man, I got to watch the race. I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna watch every lap. And she understands that that's important. And that's pretty much it. I mean, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to start getting in the booth. I've been at Indy, at the Derby, and all that's kind of teasing how much fun it is to be back in the NASCAR booth. And it's been fun to listen to Clinton them all first half of the year, and I'm ready to get going.
Yeah, second half's going to be a fun one.
It will.
It always is.
Yeah.
This next question, a bunch of people have been asking, but Chris asks, how have the restoration projects gone? They haven't seen a whole lot of you posting them as of late. Any new projects that you're working on?
Well, we're working on some house restoration. I've got this. We had this sort of. We had this deck that was off of the kitchen that we never used, and I never sat out there, and so we're closing that in. But so literal home renovations are going on. And I've been in this house since 2008, so it's we're finding some rot and other kinds of things behind the walls that's not good. But I've got we're in the, obviously in the studio right here in the Bojangles studio, and on the other side of this wall in the fab shop is my 66 Nova wagon we've been working on. And it's coming very slowly. We just started putting in all of the sound deadening or soundproofing, that you put in the tub of the car, putting in the aftermarket air conditioner and stuff like that, fuse boxes and things like that, steering column. It's got the motor in it, so it's coming along. That's that's the current project, right? The 69 Nova, 66 Nova wagon. That's going to be the family car.
Is it hard to find parts for that?
No,
No?
No.
Really?
no, not really.
Huh.
Yeah. And whatever they don't, I mean, it's not necessarily a car where I'm not, when I started this project, I was like, man, I'm just going to make it up as I go along. It's not going to be this beautiful, polished, perfect car. It's going to, it's going to have a lot of fabrication, a lot of homemade, elbow grease in there. And
Yeah.
we're just going to make it functional, make it trustworthy, make it crank, never fall apart, never stop, never park you on the side of the road. But also look reasonably good.
Yeah. Old reliable, right?
Yeah.
We got time for one more question. This one's coming from Ryan. What sports did you play growing up? Do you remember like what numbers you wore?
I don't. I got a picture of me playing soccer when I was a little kid, but I can't tell what number's on my jersey. I played soccer in like second grade, and then I quit. Went to a bunch of different schools. I went to a different school almost every year, all the way up until I was a freshman in high school. And then I played soccer again as a freshman, and we went to state and lost. I wasn't a starter. I didn't play a ton, but I enjoyed it. And I got a leather jacket. Still have it. Still have it. Can't get Amy to put it on. It's perfect for her. It's her size because when I was a freshman in high school, I was like 5'3". It was very short. And that was it. I didn't play any other sports. I wanted to play football. So again, as I said, I was 5'3".
Yeah.
As a freshman. I'm getting driven around by like, the principal or whatever. Somebody at Mooresville Senior High is driving me and Teresa and Kelly around the property, showing us the school. It's like a week before school starts. And, you're nervous. You're getting ready to go to this new school, and they're showing you around. And I saw the football team out on the field practicing, and I said, hey, I want to play football, and he was like, let me take you to soccer field and introduce you to the soccer coach. And I was like, okay, all right.
Maybe, some countries that is football, soccer, maybe there was some sort of language.
It's probably for the best, but man, I've loved football, and I so badly wanted to play organized football. I had at home when I was 12, I had pads for everybody on my road, all the other kids. Right. Not only I had the whole suit, pads, pants for me and every other kid, so that when we went and played in the yard, everybody was suited up.
Yeah.
Right. Full contact, slamming pads. We'd take our helmets and bang them on the concrete and try to scuff the fronts up like the old linemen's helmets looked. Oh man, we had a lot of fun.
Man, I'm sorry you couldn't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all the time we've got for Ask Junior. That was fun.
Yeah, it was great. Appreciate everybody. We have Ryan Blaney coming in tomorrow, race winner. Ross was going to be our guest. He called me and said he had something come up and he couldn't make it. So I called Ryan literally just before we got down to the table, and Ryan said, tell me when to be there, and I'll be there. So what a great guy. Busy all week, coming off the biggest win probably of his career, and just like that, said, tell me when. So tomorrow, Ryan Blaney will be on the show. We'll talk about his 600 win, all the emotion. Thanks for tuning in. We had a great show today, Mike.
We did.
Yeah.
To everybody watching, by the way, the YouTube thing, we talk at length about Chase and Denny.
Yeah,
of course.
Of course. We cover everything. We covered everything. And then don't forget about our Thursday show. I've got a cool story about a book I want to tell you all about. Everybody's like, freaking book. I don't want to hear a story about a book. And also, I got bit by a tick. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I'll tell you about that Thursday. Yeah. Hey, they'll tune in.
That's a hell of a cliffhanger right there, boy.
That's what you like, ain't it, Mike?
That's it.
Yeah.
That's what I like.
So, yeah, going to be a fun week. Make sure you tune in tonight. This one will be out. Dirty Air will be out tonight. Blaney tomorrow, Thursday, Tick Bite. We'll see you later.
We're out.
All right.
Came for Blaney. Stay.